Okay, here's the second part of level 3. We just got a quadratic equation with within a story. So number 6 says if a ball is thrown directly upwards with a velocity of 40 feet per second, its height in feet after t seconds is given by the equation y equals 40t minus 16t squared. What is the height of the ball after 2 seconds? Well, since t represents time, and we're asking after 2 seconds, what we're going to do is put in a 2 for t. So 40 times 2 minus 16 times 2 squared. And if we just put this in our calculator, you're going to get 16. So y equals 16. So that means there's 16 feet in the air after 2 seconds. What is the maximum height attained by the ball? So maximum height, if you're thinking about the shape of this graph, it's going to be pointing down because the number in front of the t squared is negative. So the maximum height is also called the vertex. So we want to find the vertex of this graph. Now, this is in standard form, so we can do one of two things. We can try and factor out a t, or we can just go ahead and do the opposite of b over 2a, and that's what I'm going to do here. So I don't have to factor, I don't have to worry about that. So the b term is 40, so negative 40 over 2 times the a term, which is 16. And if you reduce 40 over 32, you're going to get 1.25. So that's the x-coordinate, or in our equation, that's going to be t of the vertex. So I need to find out what y is, so I'm going to substitute 1.25 in for t. And again, you can use your calculator. And you'll get 25. So the vertex is at 1.25 comma 25. And if it asks for the maximum height, again, maximum height is the height on the y-axis, so it's going to be 25 feet. It says how much time will pass before the ball reaches the height of 10 feet. So we're solving for t here. We know the height is 10, so that's what y equals. So we're going to put in 10 for y. To solve for any quadratic that has a t squared and a t, I'm going to get everything over to the left side to get it equal to 0. So we're going to add the 16t squared, subtract the 40t, and then I still have the 10 there. Now it equals 0. To make this a little bit easier to factor, I'm going to factor out a 2. So this is 8t squared minus 20t plus 5 equals 0. Now I don't think that's factorable, so I got to use a quadratic equation. So I can just use it inside the parentheses because the 2 is just a multiplier. So x is going to equal the opposite of b, so 20 plus or minus the square root of 20 squared minus 4 times 8 times 5 all over 2 times 8. So simplifying, we're going to get 20 plus or minus the square root of 400 minus 160 over 16. .240 can be broken down into 16 and 15, and then 16 and 4 and 4. And 15 doesn't have any more pairs, so 4 will come out. So 20 plus or minus 4 root 15 over 16. All of those numbers are divisible by 4. So this is going to be 5, this is 1, and this is 4. So your final answer is 5 plus root 15 over 4 and 5 minus root 15 over 4. And you can put those into your calculator to get an actual number, an actual value. So in order to do that, you put in 5. Remember, the top has to go in parentheses, so you'd put in 5 plus root 15 over 4. And you should get 2.2, let's call it 2. And then same thing, 5 minus root 15, and divide that by 4. And you'll get 0.28. So how much time will pass before the ball reaches 10 feet? So going up, it will only take 0.28 seconds. And then again, it'll reach 10 feet coming down at 2.22 seconds. So the first time it reaches is at this 0.28 mark. When will the ball fall to the ground? So how long will the ball reach 0 feet above the ground? So we'd say 0 and for y. Okay, because we're at 0 feet if we're on the ground. I'm going to factor out a t here. Actually a 4t. So this is going to be 10t minus 4. I could have actually factored another thing out. So let me go back. There's a larger factor that goes into both, and that's going to be 8. So 8t, and this is going to be 5 minus 4t. Now I'm going to set each factor equal to 0. So here I got t equals 0, obviously, when it starts. And about 1.25 seconds as well. So obviously when it starts, and then it's going to take about 1.25 seconds to hit the ground.